Imagine a force capable of obliterating cities in a heartbeat, a power so immense that it can turn bustling metropolises into desolate wastelands in mere seconds, leaving behind a haunting silence that echoes through the empty streets and shattered buildings. Nuclear explosions, the epitome of human destructive power, are a grim reminder of our capacity for annihilation. They unleash a symphony of chaos that defies comprehension, a cacophony of destruction that leaves nothing untouched. Their sheer force can vaporize structures in an instant, ignite infernos that rage uncontrollably, and unleash a shockwave that flattens everything in its path, reducing entire neighborhoods to rubble. But the true horror lies not just in the immediate devastation, the crumbled buildings and the scorched earth, but in the invisible killer it unleashes: radiation. This silent, unseen menace lingers long after the initial blast, seeping into the environment, poisoning the air, water, and soil. It brings with it a legacy of suffering, causing illnesses and genetic mutations that can affect generations. The aftermath of such an event is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the irreversible damage that can be wrought by human hands. At the hypocenter, where the explosion reaches its peak, temperatures soar to millions of degrees Celsius. The sheer intensity of the heat generated is beyond comprehension, creating a fireball that can be seen from miles away. This fireball is the epicenter of destruction, where everything in its vicinity is subjected to extreme thermal radiation. Human bodies, mere specks in the face of such unimaginable heat, are vaporized instantaneously. The intense thermal radiation causes the water in the human body to evaporate in a fraction of a second, leaving nothing but a shadow imprinted on the ground. This process is so rapid that it leaves no time for any form of reaction or escape. The blast wave, a wall of highly compressed air, travels at supersonic speeds, expanding outward from the explosion site. This wave of destruction moves faster than the speed of sound, creating a deafening roar that can be heard for miles. The pressure from the blast wave is so immense that it can flatten buildings and uproot trees in an instant, obliterating structures and hurling debris like lethal projectiles. The force of the blast wave can turn everyday objects into deadly missiles capable of causing severe injuries or death. The destruction is indiscriminate and affecting everything in its path with equal ferocity. Those caught in its path face a gruesome fate, crushed, mangled, and tossed aside like ragdolls. The human body is no match for the sheer power of the blast wave, resulting in catastrophic injuries. Survivors are often left with life-altering wounds, if they survive at all. Survival within the blast radius is a matter of improbable luck. The chances of emerging unscathed are slim, as the combination of heat, pressure, and flying debris creates a deadly environment. Those who do survive are often left to navigate a landscape of utter devastation with little hope of immediate rescue. Those fortunate enough to find shelter may escape the immediate effects, but a silent, insidious threat awaits them. Radiation, an invisible and deadly force, lingers long after the initial explosion. It seeps into the environment, contaminating everything it touches and posing a long-term health risk to survivors. The aftermath of a nuclear explosion is a grim reminder of the destructive power of these weapons. Invisible to the naked eye, radiation silently infiltrates the environment, contaminating everything it touches. It penetrates walls, seeps into the soil, and contaminates water sources. This invisible killer doesn't discriminate. It affects all living organisms, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Fallout's far reach. Carried by wind currents, radioactive particles can travel thousands of miles, reaching seemingly safe havens far from the blast zone. Rain and snow, once sources of life, become carriers of deadly contamination, depositing radioactive fallout on crops, livestock, and unsuspecting communities. The idyllic countryside, a symbol of tranquility, can transform into a radioactive wasteland. The insidious nature of radiation lies in its long-term effects. Those exposed to high doses suffer acute radiation sickness, experiencing nausea, vomiting, hair loss, and internal bleeding. Long-term exposure, even at low doses, increases the risk of cancer, birth defects, and genetic mutations affecting generations to come. The legacy of a nuclear explosion is a haunting reminder of its indiscriminate brutality. Hope amidst the ashes. This is a story of resilience, courage, and the indomitable human spirit. While the destructive power of nuclear weapons is undeniable, their impact has left scars on the world that are both physical and emotional. Yet in the midst of this devastation, the resilience of the human spirit shines through. Communities come together, rebuilding not just structures but lives and hopes. In the face of unimaginable devastation, we've witnessed acts of extraordinary courage, compassion, and innovation. Firefighters, aid workers, and ordinary citizens become heroes, showing that even in the darkest times, humanity's light can shine brightly. From the ashes of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, a global movement for peace and nuclear disarmament emerged. These cities, once symbols of destruction, have become beacons of hope and resilience. This movement is a testament to our collective desire to avert such horrors. People from all walks of life, from different cultures and backgrounds, have united in the pursuit of a peaceful world. The ultimate showdown lies not in the destructive capabilities of nuclear weapons, but in our collective will to choose peace over annihilation. The power to destroy is overshadowed by the power to create and nurture. Our strength is found in our unity, in our ability to come together and choose dialogue over conflict, understanding over hatred. Peace rallies and negotiations are powerful symbols of this collective will. Let us strive to create a world where these weapons exist only in history books, where future generations learn about them as a stark reminder of a dark chapter humanity chose to close. Education and awareness are key to ensuring that history does not repeat itself. As we reflect at memorials and remember the past, we are reminded of the importance of peace. These places serve as solemn reminders of the cost of conflict and the value of harmony. Let us honor the memories of those lost by working tirelessly to ensure a future free from the shadow of nuclear weapons.